Mark chapter 5 today. As we typically do, we look at some passages to help us to fortify witness, our witness about Jesus. Mark chapter 5, we have a story of a man who was demon possessed. Then he met Jesus, and Jesus changed his life. Jesus delivered this man from demons and um, problems he was facing. In verse 14, we get the end of the story. We'll start from the end. We'll look at what Jesus told this man, and then we'll scan the text as well um, to find out what we can learn about witnessing from this text. And Jesus talked to this man at the end. In verse 14 of Mark chapter 5, it says the men who attended some pigs, the men who attended them ran off and reported in the town in the countryside, and people went to see what had happened, what had really happened with this man. They came to Jesus and saw the man. This is the man who had been demon possessed. Saw the man who had been demon possessed and sitting there dressed in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it described to them what had happened to the demon possessed man and told him about the pigs. Then they began to beg Jesus to leave their region. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon possessed begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. Verse 19, Jesus did not let him, but told him, he told the man, go home to your own people and report to them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. So he went out and began to proclaim in the Decapolis. It's a region with 10 cities. In the Decapolis, how much Jesus had done for him. And they were all amazed. The man went out and began to proclaim how much Jesus had done for him. That's what Jesus told him to do. Jesus told the man to go be a witness. Go be a witness and tell people how much I've done for you. That's a good witness strategy, just to tell people how much Jesus can do for them. How much this man named Jesus that we're telling you about, let me tell you how much he can do for you, right? Based on what he did for a man who used to be demon possessed. And Jesus told the man to go witness about how much he had done for him. What can we say from this story? We'll look at it now a little bit. Try to get through it. About what Jesus can do for somebody that nobody else can. Only Jesus can do. How much can Jesus do for anyone, no matter who it is? That's a witness, right? It says, first thing we look at with this man, it says in verse 15, in verses, look at verse 15, we get this. It says they came to Jesus and saw the man who had been demon possessed. So the man is no longer possessed. See, Jesus, before he met Jesus, this man was possessed by demons because he had no power to deliver himself. Jesus, and only Jesus can deliver anyone from what they are powerless to deliver themselves from. That's what he can do for anybody. Jesus alone can deliver anyone from what they are powerless to deliver themselves from. In this case, for this man, it was demons. The man could not deliver himself. He needed somebody with infinite power to come and set him free. The man had, the text said he had been demon possessed. The man was powerless against the demons. Verses 1 through 4 of the text, we see it. You see, they came to the other side of the sea, to the region of the Gerasenes. As soon as he got out of the boat, a man with an unclean spirit came out of the tombs and met him. He lived in the tombs, and no one was able to restrain him anymore, not even with a chain, because he'd often been bound with shackles and chains. The man is bound with shackles and chains. Demons caused him to bind himself up. But he had torn the chains apart and smashed the shackles. So people would try to shackle him, but he had so much demonic power. So no one was strong enough to subdue him. The man was powerless against these demons who would cause him to do all kind of things to himself. The man was powerless against these demons, but the demons were powerless against Jesus. That's the thing. The demons that had all this power over this man, they're powerless against Jesus. Jesus can deliver from anyone, can deliver anyone from what they powerless to deliver themselves from. People tried to shackle him, people tried to chain him up because the man was bound by demons. They had to try to bound him up. The text says, after he meets Jesus, the man is no longer demon possessed. I remember a man came up to me one day at Venice Beach. He said, "Get these demons off of me. Get these demons off me. Can you help me with the demons?" I said, "Well, the only person that can deliver you from demons is Jesus. You need to know Jesus. You got to get saved by Jesus to deliver you from demons. No matter what it is that's bounding up a person, that has power over a person, that they don't have power to deliver themselves from. The only person can deliver them is Jesus. That's a witness. We have the right to tell people no matter what has control over you, what has power over you, Jesus can deliver you from what you cannot deliver yourself from. Jesus can deliver you from what you cannot deliver yourself from. That's a witness we can give people today, to people. So when they came to the man and saw the man who had been demon possessed, said he was sitting there. He was sitting there. He was still. He was sitting there. Before that, the man had been going night and day, running night and day in the mountains and the tombs. But now the man is just sitting still. Just sitting still. In verse 5, it says, verse 5 of this text, it says, night and day among the tombs and on the mountains, the man was just crying out. He was going back and forth on the mountains, screaming and hollering. But now the man is able to be still. That's what Jesus had did for this man. He gave the man peace to be still. Jesus, how much can Jesus do? Not only can they deliver a person from what they don't have power to deliver themselves from, but Jesus can give anybody peace to be still. A lot of people looking for peace today. They can't be still. They're running backwards and forwards all over the place, and really can't just be still. This man was that way. Night and day among the tombs and up in the mountains, always crying out. But now after Jesus, it says the man just sitting there. Same man, but he has peace to be still. That's what Jesus told the sea. He said, "Peace, be still." It's one of the ways you know you got peace. You can be still. You're not all over the place. You're not back and forth, running and skipping, and can't sit down and afraid to sit with your thoughts. It's a lot of people, they really can't be still. They're all over the place. This man used to be like that night and day among the tombs and in the mountains. But now, after Jesus, the man can be still. He can just sit there because he got peace. How much can Jesus do for anyone? He can give anyone peace, anybody peace, to be still. So the man is sitting there, he says. Also, it says in verse 15, it said not only was he sitting there, but the man is dressed. He got his clothes on. He's dressed now. Hmm. Before Jesus shows up, the man used to live with his clothes off, live naked. Didn't care about himself, had no self-care. Verse 5 of the text, it says he was always crying night and day, cutting himself with stones. And Luke had talked about him. He actually used to walk around without any clothes on. Man didn't care about himself. Matter of fact, he's trying to hurt himself, cutting himself with stones. The man is now dressed and no longer living naked. And he stopped cutting himself. See, the devil has power. The devil has power. His demons have power to make people hate themselves. The devil and demons have power to make people want to hurt themselves, do stuff to themselves that would destroy them physically, mentally, emotionally. There's a power to get a hold of a person and cause them to do destructive things, have destructive behavior. Like this man used to live naked and cut himself with stone, inflicting pain upon himself. But now the man is dressed, no longer trying to cut himself because Jesus can restore self-care to a person. He can do that. He can make a person care about himself now. That didn't care about himself before. Now, after Jesus, he can give a person the ability and the desire to care about themselves. You ever meet a person who don't care about themselves, you can't really help them too much. They don't care about themselves. And that's what the devil will do. He'll get a person to a place where they don't care about themselves. Don't care how they look, how they dress, what people think about them. Don't care about his physical health, his strength, whatever. See a lot of people like that sometimes. You can see they stop caring for themselves. But Jesus can restore self-care to a person. This man is dressed now, the text says. He's dressed. Only Jesus can really do that. The text also says not only is he dressed, sitting there, and demons are departed, but he's in his right mind. Got his mind back. Jesus, watch this now. Jesus, we can tell somebody, you know what? Jesus can give you your mind back. He can give a person the mind back. That's what he says. He's in his right mind. Same man that used to live in tombs, naked and running up and down in the mountains, live in the graveyard, not taking care of himself. Same man after Jesus, he got his mind back. Without any pills, without any psychotherapy, without any counseling, anything. Jesus, this one person, no matter how bad a person's mind is, how crazy they become, Jesus can give a person's mind back. What the text says, it says he's in his right mind now. A lot of people have lost their minds today because they don't have Jesus. Can't think right, doing crazy stuff, living any kind of way, making bad decisions, sound foolish when they talk, make no sense. Just come out to Venice with it. They talk crazy out there. Talking about creating their own reality. They can be God. Mind is gone. Really convinced that they create things with just how they think. That's what this man told Misha Sunday. He can create his own reality. Man has lost his mind. Jesus, this is how much Jesus can do for a person. Jesus can give a person his or her mind back without medicine, without paying a psychiatrist. It says he's in his right mind. That's a great proposal to give a person today. I know somebody who can give you your mind back, who can give you sanity, who can help you stop thinking all kind of weird stuff and having crazy thoughts and ideas. The mind, as one commercial used to always say, the commercial was, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. When the mind is gone, ain't nothing else left. Say this man there, he said he dressed and he in his right mind now. The same man who used to live naked and cut himself, screaming up and down in the mountains, living out there, dirty and nasty, got his mind back because of Jesus. That's how much Jesus can do for anybody. Give a person his right mind back. What else can he do? What else could this man say that Jesus did for him when he goes running into the Decapolis? He can say, well, you know what? Jesus delivered me from what I couldn't deliver myself from. Jesus gave me peace so I can be still. Jesus gave me the ability to care about myself. I'm not trying to cut myself anymore. And then Jesus gave me my mind back. That's a powerful witness this man had. Jesus gave me my mind back now. That's why I can talk to y'all without screaming and hollering and yelling. Last thing we see is that this man could have told people about how much Jesus had did for him. Verse 18, so Jesus about to get out of town, get in the boat. It says, verse 18, as he was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon possessed, watch this, begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. Jesus did not let him, but told him to go tell the people. Watch this. The man who had been demon possessed was begging Jesus just to be with Jesus. Jesus can cause someone to have a great desire to be with him. Jesus can take a person who wanted nothing to do with Jesus to now have a great desire just to be with Jesus. The text says, and the man begged him. He begged him, Jesus, don't leave. I just want to be with you. He says, he begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. Before this same man, because the demons, in verse 6, before he met Jesus, this same man wanted nothing to do with Jesus because the demons made him afraid of Jesus. Verse 6, it says, when he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and knelt down before him, and he cried out with a loud voice, what did you have to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you before God, don't torment me. For he told him, come out of the man, you unclean spirit, whose name was Legion. The demons made the man afraid of Jesus. When Jesus showed up, demons were trembling. And so they called the man to say, what do we have to do? What you got to do with us, Jesus? Afterward, the man begged Jesus to be with him. After the man met Jesus, had an encounter with Jesus, was saved by Jesus, delivered by Jesus, the man begged to be with Jesus. You don't remember anything else from this lesson, listen to what I'm about to say. The proof, the evidence that a person has been saved by Jesus is that they really want to be with Jesus. Really bad. The proof that a person has really been touched by Jesus, had an encounter with Jesus, is that they really want Jesus. You don't have to make the person read the Bible about Jesus or want to spend time with Jesus or talk about Jesus, hang out with Jesus, if they really been saved by Jesus, like this man. This man been delivered. The man was begging Jesus, don't go away, don't leave, don't leave me, stay here. I want you with me. I want to be with you. He says he begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. Jesus can cause someone to have a great desire to be with him. He can take somebody who didn't want anything to do with him and change them, touch them, impact them, deliver them so that that person has a very great desire just to be with Jesus, not to get something from Jesus. The man didn't say, hey, let me, stay with me so you can do something for me. Says he begged him earnestly that he might just remain with him. I just want you with me, Jesus. I just want you with me. The proof that a person has been saved by Jesus is that they really want to be with Jesus. Say it again. The proof that a person has been saved by Jesus, has been delivered by Jesus, has been changed by Jesus, set free by Jesus, they want to be with Jesus real bad. I ain't making it up. The man says he begging Jesus. Begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. The text is teaching us what Jesus told this man. He said, look here, now all this stuff I did for you, go home to your own people, to your homies, and you tell them, witness to them about how much the Lord has done for you, how he has had mercy on you. So the man did what he said. The man went out and witnessed and began to proclaim, not just in his own town, but 10 cities. He says, in the Decapolis, all around, how much Jesus had done for him. And the people were all amazed. The man was a witness. Has Jesus done anything for you? Has he done much for you? Huh? The last time you told somebody how much Jesus has done for you? How he delivered you. Might not be delivered from demons, but he delivered you from something. Got your right mind. Keeping us from not going crazy. A witness like this man simply tells people how much Jesus has done for them, how he saved me from being bound to things that I had no power to deliver myself from, whether that's anger, sexual immorality, perversion, profanity, lying, all sorts of stuff that used to bound us up, and we had no power to deliver ourselves. It wasn't like we self-helped ourselves. Nothing like we got some kind of class or course we went to change ourselves. No, we witness and say, let me tell you what Jesus set me free from. He set me free. Jesus can set people free from pornography, people that's bound to pornography. Pornography binds a lot of men and women up these days, even Christians. Jesus can deliver. He set a person free from stuff that we have no power in and of ourselves to set us free from. That's a witness. And Jesus tells this man, go tell everybody you see of how much I've done for you, so that they can have what you have. Somebody who can deliver them. Somebody who can set them free from what they have no power to set themselves free from. Somebody who can give them peace to be still. Stop running all over the place trying to satisfy everybody. That you can give you peace just to sit down, just to sit, just to be still. Jesus can give a person that. We can tell them Jesus can give you that desire to take care of yourself. Care about you. Wash yourself. Dress up nice. Look good. Look decent. Jesus can give you your mind back. Give you your right mind. You can think clearly, sanely. make good decisions. And Jesus can give you a desire for him. He give you a desire just to be with him, to walk close to him, just to hang out with Jesus, to know Jesus. He can do that for you. We witnessing to somebody, we can tell them these things about how much Jesus can do for people. And nobody else but Jesus can do this. Nobody else but Jesus, the Lord, can do for people what he did for this man. That's the witness. Let me tell you, sir, ma'am, how much Jesus can do for you based on how much Jesus did for me. Let me witness to you about that. Let me tell you what he can do. He delivered me from. How he changed my life. How he set me free. Father, we pray that you bless us to carry this same kind of witness that this man had. Very simple witness to people. We can witness to people about how much your son has done for us, what he delivered us from, what he is delivering us from, how much peace he's given us to be still, how much calmness in the mind he's given us in a world that's like a rat race for most people. People taking pills to go to sleep and pills to wake up. Help us be a witness to the power of Jesus to do so much for us, and a witness to tell them how much we now love Jesus and want to be with Jesus just because of who Jesus is. Give us that kind of witness. Remind us that this is what Jesus would have us do. He would have us do exactly what he told the man to do. Go home to your own people and report to them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. Bless us to do that today and in the days ahead so that Jesus might be glorified. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.